All right, so here's what we have. This is the jet valve. This is the foot valve. These are the leathers that wore out. Those are new ones. Look at the old ones. This is 3 years of leathers. 3 years. Look at this one. So what's happening now, back it up. What's happening is water is coming down. Okay. Now what happens once water, actually that reverse, once water goes in, it fills this pipe up. There's also water on the outside. Okay, so this water on the outside acts like a shield. It basically stops, once it fills up here, it actually kind of stops right here. And these leathers hold that water. Okay, so now once this water goes up into the tube, it's going in, and you can't really tell, but it has another opening inside here that you can't access, only through here. It goes through here, up and through here. There's a whole pipe coming out right here, but that water is all this water on the outside. So water gets sucked in, because this is at the very bottom of the well. Water gets sucked in. It goes through here, in through this cavity, which is blocked off, and into this pipe, and it goes into your pump, and it comes out. So what's happening when water is here, it acts like a wall, like a shield, and it keeps water from falling down. Because once water falls down, this opens up, and once water's here and it can stop at the leathers, it keeps that pressure, keeps this primed. It doesn't let air in where this water can just fall back down. So that's why your pump can sit for days without being pumped or turned on, because water is not finding its way out where the pump thinks, oh, I need to pump more water. So like I say, water goes in, goes through here, this cavity into the pipe. This water on the outside comes down, stops at the leathers, and keeps that pressure closed. So new leathers here is a big deal. That's what keeps your pump from constantly running when there's no water being used. And you can see this pipe here. See how far it goes? All this pipe goes all the way in the ground. That's all in the ground right there. All the way. So that pipe will go in the ground. I have my pump off. I have this in here right now. Just letting rainwater go in. It would help. But that's where that pipe's gonna go. Let's throw that out. And that's it. We're gonna get it in the ground next. Okay, so put some bleach in it, just cup or two. What we're trying to do now that we got the pipe in there, we're trying to fill this up with water. We want this to be capped off with water, because that's going to build the pressure. Because then after we fill this up with water, we're going to have to open this up here, take that pressure switch off and fill it up with water. And then it's going to cap off just like it would cap off in here. So that's what I'm doing now. And I've been pouring water in it, and you can see where I'm at, kind of right there. So just to show you what we're trying to aim for, you can see that bleach kind of working in there. You see it kind of sizzling, fizzing up. What we're trying to aim for is standing water, like it doesn't go down. It's not really moving much. It's moving a little bit because there's probably still air in there. But once the pressure builds up and it'll hold that water tightly, a lot more firm. You just got to make sure that you have this facing the right way too, because on my situation, This is the one that's going to get sucked up, and this is the air, so it can, you know, can follow through. This here is also water, but it's coming. This one is going down into the shell of the pipe, which is, it's kind of like there's, my pipe is inside this pipe right now, that pipe that I put in, and in between there's that gap, that opening, and that needs to be filled with water, and along with this needs to be filled with water. So we're getting there. This is probably not going to be filled with water as much. It's just going to be filled with water enough to block that, for those leathers to kind of block that area that I was talking about earlier. And but other than that, this is what's going down too. It's the rain. Doing it in the rain. It's just thundering right now. It rained earlier, but it's a little drizzling right now. So we're gonna try to get it on there as soon as we can. Okay, so you know that we're trying to get this basically locked up in here. Let me show you now. This hole right here, this is the pipe. This is where the water's coming from. This is the outer edge of the pipe. So this right here, they're going to be both filled with water. Look how much water I got in there now. I filled that up, and I got water. I want water to stay like that. I don't want water to fall back down. That's what's happening. Those leather seals are what's keeping that water from dropping. When that water drops, this pump turns on thinking you're out of water, thinking you're using it. So it's going to keep coming on and off, on and off, on and off. That's what is creating that on and off situation. Water's falling. It's falling because there's either the float valve, the thing that goes up and down, inside is broke, or the leather seals around it are broke. So something down at the very bottom is going on. Because water should not fall down. It should stay. All right, so now what I'm doing here, this hole and this hole, we got this one here. This is where water comes out. You got to line it up with, there's a larger hole here. That's the intake. That's what's going to take it in and shoot it out. This is also a hole that helps the air pressure, because if you don't have this, of course, there's no air behind it. So anyway, we're going to make that work here. One thing I do recommend, we're going to put these bolts on. We're going to put these bolts on like this, right? Okay. Okay, look, see these bolts going like that? Okay, now the thing is, I have a union where I'm able to undo this and take my pump off anytime I want. Then I got to cut all this stuff. I know it's not pretty, but whatever. So anyway, I got a lot of on and off switches. This here is just kind of like a little on and off for the tank. I got it off right now. This is the inline. And then this is it says Cuisinart. Well, it's not a Cuisinart, but it's actually a salt purification system. So it goes in, after it leaves there, it goes back to the house, clean and cleared water. So anyway, I would say we're gonna put these on, get them snug, because we still want to be able to twist this back and forth so we can line it up with this. Let's get it. Okay, remember I was telling you I locked these down, but I didn't lock them down tight enough. Super tight, like all the way. It's because I still want to be able to have play, because I'm going to set this on top and line it up with this union. Once I line that up, then I can lock it in place. I don't, because even if you're this much off, the union's not going to line up. So I'm going to put it on a comfortable spot and then go at it. Okay, look, notice that I'm on my seal lined up. I got that bolt going through there. I got that bolt going through there. My rubber seals on there, my gasket. So I'm going to calm down right there. Can you see me? Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna take these here, and I'm just gonna kind of lock them in. Oh, I dropped it. I suck. Okay. Okay, here we go. Just like the pump. I suck. I know. Terrible. This guy is terrible. Where did y'all get this YouTube video at? He's terrible guy. But anyway. Okay. So remember, I'm not a well guy. I'm actually an electrician, and I suck at that too. But I act like I'm a well guy today. I'm going to act like one. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of hand tighten these just for a second, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to let the pump fall. I don't want that pump to fall down. Now, remember I didn't tighten these down all the way? And I'm gonna show you why, because look, see my union? You see that kind of that little tiny gap? I mean, it looks pretty good. Like I could do it like that, but I'm gonna kind of give a little twist and just to, oh, not that's too much. So I'm gonna line it up here and I'll come back and show you. Okay, so this is about as good as it's gonna get. There's a rubber gasket in there, and I just want them to, and this pipe bends a little bit, but I just want them to kind of face up with each other, you know? So when I put the, when I go to put the union lock on, now all the union guys are happy. Okay, actually they're not. Okay, so there's that. Now I can kind of lock this down. See if I'm going the right way. Nope, I wasn't. Okay. Okay, let's see. So a lot of my parts that I got are from Galco Hardware in Santa Fe. Man, they got a lot of stuff over there for whales. I'm not a big fan of whales. I really prefer, I wish I, you know, like more like, I just prefer the city water. I don't prefer doing this, you know, when I don't need to. But you know what? It's cool. It's cool. They call it free water until you get your electric bill. Okay, so I locked those in. I believe I locked these down. Let me double check them. See, okay, that's loose. Okay. Let me lock it in. I'm just kind of locking them in to where I feel that I don't want to over tighten it. You know? I don't want to over tighten it. And because I don't want to, I don't want to tear any gaskets, but I do want to get a good seal. And I don't want to strip anything. Oh my God, you imagine stripping something right now? Stripping for tuition. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. So, okay, so that's what the Germans say, Guggenheit, 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 Guggenheit. Okay, that's the German YouTube. Okay, now looking good, looking good. Okay, let's go turn the breaker on. All right, let's turn the breaker on. Okay, now I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna fill this up with water. This is gonna help prime the system. So I'm gonna fill it up with water. A lot of times I could actually turn that on and let water backfeed and it'll fill it up because it's just enough water in that tank that'll fill that up. But just for priming reasons, they tell you to take this off. But I'm gonna fill this up with water. It's good if you take this off, but then sometimes you're filling it up and it starts to spit out. So I'm just gonna take my time and fill this up, but I'll show you when I get it off. All right, so here's what I have. I took that off. I have this funnel. This funnel is only used for water. Wow, only. Okay, don't use oil. Don't go grab your oil one. You know, oil, you put oil down there. You be drinking oil. Be nasty. You can drink this stuff though. I'm just kidding. You can't drink that. But that bleach went in. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take just a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit in here, and I'm just a tiny amount, just to kind of kill the bacteria that's kind of growing in there. It's not gonna kill it forever, but if you can, you know, try to do what you can when you can. You never know. You may be killing something that you could have wished you would have killed. But anyway, water. I got the water from that. I'm gonna fill it up. Anyway, we're gonna go from there. Okay, so this is what you want. If you can, this is what you want. You want that water just to stop. That means all that water all the way down that pipe is stopped. That means the leathers are doing what they do best. Okay, I'm gonna put this is like I said, this is the the pressure gauge switch. So I'm gonna put the pressure gauge switch in. New Teflon. I'm gonna take this old stuff off. It's not that old because I was using it last night, but I'm gonna redo this. Always put Teflon on whenever you can. Do not try to re-stick it in after you take it out. Once you've taken it out, it broke the seal. Just think of it that way. And when you're putting the Teflon, to know you're doing it right, take the unit and act like you're twisting it in, and then that's the way the Teflon is going to roll onto it, because the Teflon needs to go in the same direction that you're locking it down in. Okay. What else do we have? So we got those locked down. We got that to put back on. This is falling. It's just from me yesterday messing with it. Just the lock nut's got to be locked so I can pick back up. In here, I have a switch. My switch turns this pump motor on. I have it to basically ran like it's a 220. I have your 120, 240. And then my load going to the pump motor. So when I kill this, it kills the 240. I have an extra outlet because I need this for my salt system, but also an extra outlet in case I need it. But this is what I put on here. Look how loose it is because of last night, 12 a.m. trying to get this thing working. All right, so but we're in motion now. So I got this on there. Not the greatest, you know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a plumber. I'm just a wannabe DIYer. Okay, so anyway, that's my tape. I am so not a taper. And so I'm going to put that on there like that. Okay, if I can get it to lock down for me. Lock down. I say, lock down for me. Lock down. Okay, there we go. That's it right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Freaking beautiful. Okay, so see what I'm doing here? I'm gonna use this and keep kind of locking it in. I'm gonna lock this in. I'm gonna show you when I get it locked down. I want it to be facing. See, this would be straight, considerably straight right there. But I want it to be like that when I'm done. I want it to have an angle facing that way so I can kind of be on the side over here and view it. So I'm gonna keep locking it down. And I mean, you just kind of lock it until you feel it snugging up, because that seal is what's sealing it. You don't want to put too much pressure. You don't want to, you're not trying to break it, but you are trying to seal. And then I know that this thing already stops in that position, and the seal is making it kind of tight too. So I'm gonna finish it up right there. That's where I like it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's where I like it. Okay. So anyway, all right. Okay, so now we're gonna do breakers back on. All I gotta do is now flip the switch. Let's check all my everything else. Okay, that's off. They said to leave that off. I'm gonna leave it off, see if it primes up. My bolts are locked in. Let's turn the switch on. Here it goes. Let's watch the gauge. There it goes. It's picking up prime. Okay, now it's clicking like that because I have this closed. But watch this. As soon as I open it, now I'm letting water come through here, go into the tank. So now water is actually filling the tank. You saw it primed. Look at that. We're filling. Once that fills up, we're in good stand. So technically they say you want like this much air, I guess is what it is, and then this much water. I mean, you can tap the tank to tell. I don't know. It's supposed to be like that. I don't know. To me, this sounds ting, ting, ting. This sounds dong, dong, dong. But I know I don't have that. I have water in there. It's probably about up to here. So we'll see. But anyway, hey, as long as this works, as long as I got water, we're good. Look at that Cuisinart. Nah, that's not Cuisinart. That's that salt system. Salt system. I put salt in it. Helps clean the water out. So I'm gonna get my mess cleaned up. We'll come back. Okay, so basically it's still pumping water in there. My My pressure is, I set it high. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's been working that way. It's fine. My seals lasted the average time. They lasted 3 years. And my, for a little bit on my toes. You heard the pump cup kick back on? So I stabilized at 40 to 50 running. I pull pressure at 69, 70 when I'm stable holding. So hopefully when I'm not really using a lot of water like that, I was just using like that, like pouring out, that's like a tub. And of course, by the time it gets all the way through here and it gets in the 3/4 and 1/2 inch, it's going to reduce down the pressure. I think I want to run a 1 inch all the way up into the attic, you know, through and go into this. This is the side of the house, so it's kind of hard to tell. So I want to run through the attic anyway with a 1 inch. Maybe that'll help my pressure, and then at least, and then, you know, bleed off from there. Because I do lose pressure when you turn on like the shower, and then you go and turn on maybe another shower. And then by the time you turn on the faucet or somebody's washing clothes, yeah, you do lose a little pressure. But what are you going to do? You're on a well. Oh, well. All right, that's it. Adios. It's working. Let's watch it stop. And just so we know, I mean, look how much water I've used on that one. So, looks like it's kind of holding its own up there. But eventually, once it fills, see, look, it's full now. It's seriously full. Once it fills back up, it'll be great. It'll be good. We'll be golden, pony boy. Well, I know y'all don't want to watch that finish what it's doing. So anyway, adios. We're out. Stay golden, pony boy. Stay golden.